Okay, so today we'll talk about study period 3 and assessment 3006701 and 3006702. Okay. These two assessments are related to design and develop assessment tools. With the assessment planning assessments 30066, you guys have developed one simple assessment instrument and another one simple RPL assessment instrument. But this assessment is talking about assessment tools. So first of all, what's the difference between assessment tool and assessment instrument? Assessment instrument is one instrument to collect evidence. For example, exam, quiz, practical demonstration, role play, project, case study, research report, multiple choice questions, one instrument. When we combine 2, 3, or 4 instruments to cover one unit of competency, it will become assessment tool. Assessment tool for one unit of competency. So ideally, in one assessment tool, we usually have 2 to 4 assessment instruments. Got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's see what this assessment is saying. Oh. So we have 3 assessments. Let me make it big. Yep. So we have 3006711, 2, and 3. Now, 3006711 is saying assessment tool for a specific unit of competency. You need to pick one unit of competency from training.gov.au and you need to prepare assessment tool. Then for second assessment, same thing. You need to pick another unit of competency from TGA website, training.gov.au, and you need to prepare assessment tool, but at a different AQF level. So I would suggest to pick one unit of competency related to health and safety from certificate 1 for first assessment, then pick another unit from certificate 2 related to health and safety again, then pick another unit from certificate 3 related to health and safety, and you'll cover this requirement. So one unit of competency for first one, second unit of competency at different AQF level for another one, and third unit of competency for third assessment. Different unit of competencies, different AQF levels. You can have diploma, advanced diploma, certificate 4, but I would suggest to have cert 1, cert 2, and cert 3 because units are easy and it's easy to prepare assessment tools. So let's talk about this first one, what it is saying. So there are 3 parts in this assessment: instructional design plan, assessment tool, and report. Part 1, you must record the process that you follow. Okay, I think what I'll do, I'll go to template 1. For part 1, you need to complete a template, which is Appendix A. So I'll directly go to Appendix A. So we'll cover part 1. Where is Appendix? So that's Appendix A. What is saying? Write the RTO name. Benchmark of your assessment is your unit of competency. So the code and title of unit of competency. Developer, it's you. Candidate profile, you guys have been doing this thing. Who are my students? Who are my candidates? What are their characteristics? What is their background? What are their educational levels? What is their professional? How much experience they've got? So this kind of stuff. So critical aspect of assessment, you'll find this thing from unit of competency. Let me show you. So I'll go to training.gov.au. I'll pick a unit, BSB CMM 401. I'll pick an old unit. I'll scroll it down. That's evidence guide. And oh, sorry. That's evidence guide, and in an evidence guide, that's critical aspect of evidence. So you'll copy and paste this thing. It is saying you need to get evidence of preparation, delivery, and evaluation of effectiveness of at least 2 presentations. So you'll copy and paste this information, and you literally paste it here. Okay. Now that's for the old one. With the new streamlined structure, we do not have critical evidence. So what we need to do, we need to copy and paste performance evidence. So I'll scroll it down. This is new structure. Yep, I'll copy and paste this part. Okay, and then you'll write what type of evidence you would gather. You would have exam, a quiz, a demonstration, a role play, a project, assessment method, how this satisfy the rules of evidence, how this satisfy the principle of assessment. So you write something, not in detail, just few lines. Now we are asking you a few questions. Resources may be required by the candidate and assessors. Yes, what sort of resources they need? Marking guides, learning material, training and assessment strategies, this sort of stuff. Any WHS responsibilities related to the assessment? If you are asking them to demonstrate something, if you are asking them to operate a machine or something, there would be WHS responsibilities. Then the sources of WHS information. So that's pretty much a simple and easy template to fill in. So you'll complete this template. You know about these dimensions of competencies. You guys have completed learning portfolio assessments of study period 1, and you guys have mentioned competencies of dimensions of competency. So that's part 1, appendix A, sorry, part 1. So that's it. You'll complete this template. Part 1, part A is done. Now, second part is asking you need to develop an assessment tool that support assessment methods of specific unit of competency. You may complete this part of assessment using a unit of competency, as I mentioned earlier. If you are working for RTO, alternatively, you can use a case study learning program, Clean Skin Catering. Now, if you want to use learning program which you guys have created for study period 1, you can use it. Otherwise, I'm giving you one learning program at the bottom of this assessment, this one. You can use this learning program. You can pick one unit from here. Otherwise, I mean, use your learning program which you created in study period 1. Okay? Let's go up. Yes, here. So the assessment tool you develop must include the instrument for collecting evidence. So as I mentioned, there must be at least 2 to 4 simple assessment instruments. Oh, sorry. And I'll change its color to red. Anyway, so you need to create at least 2 to 3 simple assessment instruments, but you need to keep one thing in your mind. You have to cover complete full unit of competency. So if you are going to use quiz and a practical demonstration, you need to make sure your both assessment instruments are covering full unit of competency, all performance criteria, performance knowledge, performance evidence, knowledge evidence, okay, everything. So you can use a quiz, and demonstration, third-party report if you want. You can have a case study, you can have a project, you can ask for a, you can have a demonstration, a practical demonstration. This one could be a presentation. So pick 2 to 4 to prepare an assessment tool. Now, then you need to write instructions to assessors, instructions for candidates, advice for contextualization. We know what contextualization is. We covered it in study period 1. Then you need to prepare a mapping document. Now, when you prepare a mapping document, you need to map complete full unit of competency. That's the important part. Now, is it clear what part B is saying? It's assessment tool with 2 to 4
Is
simple assessment instruments. Yes.
when I saw another presentation from Michelle, and she talked about linking it to the first part 300661.
Yep.
And that unit of competency, so that I'd use there. So there's a lot of that. Can we link it between the two and
Yes.
perhaps
Yes. Yes.
increase the mapping document and so on?
Yes. You can use assessment 30066 for 30067. You can use it. You can use unit of competency. You can use that quiz. You can use that mapping document, everything. You can use it. But for one assessment, 30067 only. One. For 30067-2, you need to pick another unit of competency at a different AQF level. That's what you need to keep in mind. So, and then there would be a mapping document, simple mapping document. Ruba, do you think we need to discuss this, how to prepare a mapping document?
Yeah, I can't understand. I didn't
complete it. You didn't complete it.
But it's all right. I'm just taking a whole idea.
Okay.
So
there's
it's all right. Just keep going.
Yep.
All right.
There's another video on YouTube, and in that video I discussed how to prepare a mapping document.
Yes, all right.
Okay.
If
that's
you
in
can
link. I'll email you the link. It's in a study period 3 as well.
All right, thank you.
Now, then this is a bit difficult part to do, part C report. Now, first of all, what you need to do, you need to organize a trial of your assessment tool with a pilot group. To do this, you will need to arrange participants, select a sampling method, and develop evaluation criteria. So ask your friends or family members to complete your assessment tool, which we created here. When I'm saying assessment tool, I'm saying 2 to 3 assessment instruments. So if there is a quiz and there is a practical demonstration, ask them to do that. So in case of practical demonstration, you'll actually prepare observation checklist. So they'll complete, they'll demonstrate, you'll use this observation checklist to mark them. So arrange a trial of your assessment tool. Then review the draft assessment tool against the evaluation criteria and make changes where necessary. Why it's saying draft here? Okay. That's a crazy thing. By the way, we are in process of updating these assessments. Probably we'll update it in a month or something. So we'll change these kind of answers, these kind of questions. What we are saying, prepare a draft assessment tool without instructions to assessors, without instructions to candidates, without advice for contextualization. Print it and write some notes on it. Handwritten notes, say, okay, instructions are missing, contextualization is missing, question 1 is not mapped against something. scramble some notes on those paper and then scan those paper and put it in your assessment. So it would be your feedback on draft. After draft, you'll implement your feedback and you'll come up with another assessment tool. Then arrange a trial of that assessment instrument. Is it making sense, Ruba or Ace?
It is. So we are supposed to do effectively a draft and then do some feedback and then update it again,
Yep.
like the previous assessment.
So draft, it would be with some mistakes, okay? Then handwritten notes on printed draft, okay? Scan it and put it in assessment. Then update your draft with your feedback. You'll get the version of assessment tool to try. Version of assessment tool for trial. Then we'll trial that assessment tool. Okay, so that would be the flow. Okay, so
and then you would do the trial and
you'll
potentially
yes,
we do version 3 as a final.
Yes, we'll do the trial. We'll do the trial. Of course, when you'll do the trial, they would write something on those assessments. So collect and scan trial assessment tool, scan it and put it in assessment. Okay, so based on that trial, you collect some feedback. So because you are trying it, you are arranging a trial, you are asking them complete it, and then you'll ask them, okay, do you want to give some feedback? They'll give you some kind of feedback. And based on that feedback, you'll update your assessment tool again. So feedback, final assessment tool with everything. I'll write here with instructions to candidate, assessors, reasonable adjustment, contextualization, and everything. And you need to keep one thing in your mind. Final assessment tool must be blank. Okay? You can't write a student name in there. You can't write your name even there. So it must be blank. Why blank? So we can print it and we can use it at any time. So that would be the structure. Okay, so it's saying collect the feedback, modify the tool to incorporate your own findings. Then, so these 5 steps are actually these, how many steps we got? These 6 steps, okay? So draft, handwritten notes, update your draft, do the trial, collect and scan trial assessment tool, final assessment tool with instruction to candidate assessor, reasonable adjustment, contextualization, and must be blank. Then you need to prepare a report at the end. Talk about participants in the trial, talk about the methodology you utilize to gather feedback. Did you use a feedback form or did you just ask them to write their feedback on assessment instrument, what methodology you used, analysis of trial of outcome, recommendation of for the revisions of the assessment tools, the process that you follow to obtain approval of the final version of the assessment tool. Did you email it? Did you actually go to your manager to get the approval? What process did you follow? Then attach various versions of assessment tool, draft, trial, and final version, and screenshot that demonstrated the folder structure and file name that applied. So you'll create a structure like this one. So you'll have draft assessment tool, you'll have trial assessment tool, you'll have final assessment tool, okay? And you take a screenshot of this thing and put it in your file. Got it? And that's what first assessment is, 3006701. Any question about this assessment?
That sounds all easy.
That sounds so easy or lazy?
Easy.
Easy. Okay, Ruba, you got the idea?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
I'm doing the observation.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Yeah, because you missed the first one now, that's why. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the second assessment. 30067 second assessment. Same thing, nothing special. What you need to do, you need to pick another unit of competency at another AQF level. Okay, so again, same methodology, same questions, everything is same, nothing special. Okay? Same. But this time we are asking you here a short report. So don't forget, you need to do a draft, you need to do a trial, you need to do a final assessment tool, and you need to collect evidence of, thank you, team. And you need to collect evidence of feedback of trial. So, but in this assessment part C, we are asking you 6 questions. And these 6 questions are related to store records or draft are completed. What processes are implemented by training organization for file naming or version control? Provide an example. So here is an example of, so study period 3006701 assessment tool 1. Okay, that could be a naming convention. That there is a study period. Okay, we can write search for TAE study period 3. Okay, so how to name a file. So that's an example. Why should training organizations store copies, draft? I mean, these questions are really simple. That's easy. Which people in the training organization have access to assessment tools? Of course, authorized people, authorized employees. How will the assessment instrument be validated, both before and after implementation? Read assessment validation workbook. I'll tell you the exact page number. Give me the book is 31472 and the page number is probably 7 or 8. Yep, page number 8. You see, what does validation occur? When does validation occur? Before the assessment, during assessment, after assessment. So if you read page number 7 or 8, you'll get this idea. You'll get the answer about the validation. So again, same assessment, same thing, but a different unit of competency at a different AQF level. And then we are asking you 5 questions.
With the reports that are in that sort of format, do you answer them under each question like a
Yes.
heading, or do you
Yep.
just
Yep.
yeah?
I would prefer to write the question after this. Write the answer after the question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the last assessment. Where is the last one? Oh, I have to download that. Let's download it. This one. Save as. Come on. Okay. Wow, it's thinking. Come on. Let's try again. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. So that's the third assessment, 300673. Again, everything is same except another unit of competency and a different AQF level. And I would suggest pick one topic, so like customer services, because it would be easy for you to change the difficulty level of question. So pick customer service from certificate 1, pick customer service for certificate 2, pick customer service for certificate 3. Same you can do with the health and safety, WHS. Same you can do with the computer. Same you can do with accounting. Same you can do with communication. Same you can do with I think with the community services or something. It would be easy. Okay, so again, follow the instruction, pick one unit of competency. You must develop an assessment tool. Different, same thing, evidence gathering for each unit, gather information about context of assessment, identify the target group. What is this? This is Appendix A, which we discussed in first assessment. Determine which assessment instrument best suit. It's the same information. Yep. Okay. So I would prefer if you want to answer this part by answering to these questions, that's fine. Otherwise, use Appendix A, template A, which we discussed in first assessment. But it's the same information. Okay. Sorry. No, there is something different. You must develop an assessment instrument, assessment tool, different unit of competency. Identify the unit of competency, which assessment tool will be developed. That would be the name of unit of competency. Okay. Select assessment method, determine which assessment best chosen, design the assessment tool, develop the assessment tool. Okay. So you guys are lucky enough. We are not asking you to prepare a draft and do a trial of assessment tool in last assessment. So you literally just need to answer these questions. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, question 5, question 6, question 7. Yep, till question 7 you need to answer these questions. For task number 8, you need to design assessment tool. When I'm saying design assessment tool, I'm saying 2 to 4 assessment instruments in it. And each assessment tool must include instructions, And this time, no reasonable adjustment, no contextualization, any administration requirements or procedures to follow, how to store it or how to use it. Yeah. And the last task is develop requirements for storage and evaluation and version control. So this one seems pretty easy as compared to last two, isn't it? How did you apply for? Yeah. And this one is a short report again. And in a report, 7 questions, answer these 7 questions, and that would be fine. Yeah. Yeah. So this one is easy. So you'll get. I mean, when you prepare first assessment, and I would suggest to prepare one assessment and submit it. 3006701. Prepare and submit. Wait for a feedback. Get a feedback. If you need to update it, submit again. Do not start working on second assessment until you get a pass mark. So get a pass mark and then start working on second and third. So this approach will save your time. So any question related to this assessment? This one is a bit different. But again, you need to prepare assessment tool for sure. But you do not need to do draft and trial because it's not asking here. Yes?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
And again, then you're just really answering those
Yes.
questions which are fairly general, I suppose.
General, yes. And I mean, if you see the template of first assessment, which is this one, it's same.
Yeah.
Name of unit, requirement of unit of competency, context of assessment, who are the learner, what is the purpose, gather information about, identify the target group. So it's the same information, but in a different way. We are giving you template in the first one, and in this one, we are not giving you any template. You want to create one template, you can create it. Otherwise, just answer these questions. So all good? Any question about these 3 assessments?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah? Okay. So my plan was to discuss these 3 assessments today because we discussed 30066 assessments in last webinar. This webinar is for 30067 assessments. So I'm recording it and definitely I'll upload by Monday on YouTube. So if you have any specific question about this assessment, you can ask me. Otherwise, it's Ruba. Probably she has few questions about 30066 assessments.
Yeah. Not now actually, but
Oh yeah.
I have a question, a general question.
Yes.
I'm a tutor, as you may know. I'm a tutor, math tutor. So, what's my? I don't have workplace. I just tutor people.
Okay.
So, how can I do this? How can I recording?
You are asking about study period 2. Okay. Again.
Yeah. That's what I was stuck in there, and I couldn't just proceed.
Okay.
So I jumped to.
Hold on. Let me finish recording of this webinar, so it will be a package for study period 3, and then we'll discuss.
All right. Sorry.
Ace, do you have any question?
No, I think that'll be enough on that one. I mean, the only thing, of course, would be to go on to 31472 and cover that. But
yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll try and work through these. If you've got another session planned for that one.
There would be another session for study period. I mean, there won't be any next session specifically for these assessment because we are talking about this thing. Next assessment in study period 3 are related to validation, and for assessment validations assessment, we usually arrange a simulated guided validation sessions. Do you know about that? You need to book in for
Okay,
those.
no.
So,
Yep.
so I'm in a study period 3 here. So if I scroll down, I'll go here, guided validation simulations. Okay. So in assessment validation, there are 3 assessments. So first assessment is actually a quiz. We are asking you 11 questions and you are answering those questions after reading this workbook, 31472. Then for these 2 assessments, we are asking you to book in for a guided validation session. If you click here and you'll enter your name, I'm just testing it, you'll do it. So you'll book for this one and you'll book for the, so first you'll book for 3147202, continue, you'll pick a date. Okay, it's 8 to 9 in April, this one is in May, this one is in June. So you'll pick a date, you'll submit, we'll get your details, and 1 week before that date, we will send you a material with instructions that what you need to do and how to connect, how to join that meeting. So you'll go back, you'll pick 2nd, you'll submit that, you'll come here again, you put your detail, this time you'll pick assessment 3, you'll press continue, you'll pick another date, so 18th of April and May and June, and you'll do this thing. So we'll do a guided validation, and after that guided validation session, you'll submit your assessment. So that's how we are doing this validation one, and it's really easy. We are giving you, we are sending you the material with instructions what to do and how to do it. But of course, you need to read assessment validation workbook, which is this one, this workbook, and you need to answer 11 questions for this assessment, and then you can go for that. And by the way, I mean, next one, the availability in next guided validation session is in April. So if you want to book in, you can book in now. Or if you, or you can say, okay, I'll finish 30067 first, and then I'll book in. You can do it. It's up to you. Okay. So probably I'll start doing 3006 webinars again, and then I'll come to 30067. So next month, if I'm going to do study period 3, I'll do for 3006, and then in May I'll do 30067.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's good. So that basically covers them all, and I can book into those sort of whenever. Really, it sounds like they're independent.
Yep. That will be great. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and good night.
All right. No worries. See you later.
See you later.
Thank you.
No, Ruba, stay here. Don't go.
I stay here.
Yeah. I'm just stopping the record.